Great. So hello, everyone. My name is Sophia Iqbal, and I am the head of program for the World Water Week team. Thank you all for joining us for the first convener training of 2023, hosted by the Inter-American Development Bank and World Water Week. Today, we will be sharing the tips and tools for promoting your World Water Week session. The hope is that this will be an interactive discussion, so please feel free to ask questions in the chat or at the end of the presentation. Now I will go ahead and pass it on to Gabriela Nunez from IDB.
Thank you, Sophia. Welcome to all the conveners. It's great to be here. And I just wanted to give a quick thanks to Seaway World Water Week team just for having us and inviting us here today. My name is Gabriela Nunez. I am the coordinator for the Focus on the Americas program at the Inter-American Development Bank. Before we get started, I wanted to give you a quick overview on what is Focus on the Americas, which is the reason why we believe we were asked to be hosts for you here today. Since 2015, Seaway and the IDB have been key collaborating partners, with IDB taking the role of regional coordinator for the Latin America program. The aim for this partnership is to allow for a more focused and targeted program that we believe reaches farther, both in the region and on what the region does in the water and sanitation sectors. We also believe that this planning and coordination is what's key to help fuel the promotion of the sessions and the reach of what we do. A little bit more in detail of how this works. Focus on the Americas is a round-the-year endeavor. We start early in January with the general call for conveners. We invite numerous partners and organizations in the region to submit rapid pitches based on the year's thematic. The IDB team then proposes a list of key topics based on the inputs of all conveners. Through workshops, we work together with all the conveners and we prepare and in the creation of all of the proposals, which we then submit to Seaway for the review as part of their selection process. This year, we worked together with 18 organizations and submitted proposals for what will be 5 sessions and 2 showcases, which were approved during the April-May process. Now, starting in May, we started with the planning and organization of the sessions, which then fits into the July promotion period, and then the eventual delivery of sessions at the end of August. It's a very collaborative process where we really just want to make sure that everybody's inputs are part of everything that we do. But to talk a little bit more in detail about specifically how we have done this in the past, I would like to give word to my colleague Giovanna Garzon from Seaway, who was the Focus on the Americas coordinator until last year.
Thank you very much, Gabriela. Hi, everyone. Good morning. My name is Giovanna Garzon. I'm a program officer for the regional office in Latin America and the Caribbean of the Stockholm International Water Institute based in Bogota, Colombia. And previously, as Gabriela was saying, I was part of the IDB team coordinating the Focus on the Americas from 2015 to 2022. That was about for 7 years. So following up with the structure of the sessions and how the sessions are structured, the sessions that are part of the regional program, once the Latin American and the Caribbean conveners have proposed their specific topics to the IDB, and the IDB team as well is in the process of structuring the regional agenda, these sessions selected will always have a lead convener or co-lead conveners, no, along with the specific co-conveners selected as well based on their work in the region and their interests. For the specific sessions, lead conveners will take responsibility of proposing a topic or a scope, with the collaboration of the IDB as well as main coordinators of the regional agenda, and define speakers, panelists, moderators, invite panelists as well, and co-finance the session costs. Also, together with the conveners of the regional program, there will be a creation of a timeline for the planning and organization process to fulfill successfully the general timeline that Gabriela presented previously. And in addition, for each of the sessions, the specific objectives will be identified, and as well who the session is trying to reach in order to effectively plan the program and the format to deliver the specific sessions. Finally, in order to be innovative and as well attractive for the audience, for each year, there is always a new proposal on the formats for the sessions, no? Considering constantly the interaction with the audience, which is quite important, the virtual and on-site audience, and the gold standard as well requirements set by CIWI, having a gender balance within the speakers and the participation of at least one young speaker or panelist in the program. Next slide, please, possible. So in terms of the lessons learned throughout these years, or throughout this 8 years that the IDB has been coordinating the Focus on the Americas program, there is the importance of an early and continuous coordination with conveners in all the preparation process before, during, and after World Water Week to its success. As well, we would also like to highlight the conveners' commitment, responsibility, and responsiveness in the organization throughout all the planning, and the collaboration as well to have a visual identity as a group, no, with all institutional logos. Also, a very central aspect as well is the support in the dissemination from conveners within their own institutions and from their own institutions to outside, no, in the help of in the dissemination, disseminating the digital agenda of the regional program and communications materials, or the kit that is distributed as well by the IDB as coordinator of the Focus on the Americas. The use of social media is quite important, and open talk shows as well to reach the virtual regional audience. And this will be presented more in depth in the comms section that is coming next. And finally, we would like to highlight the importance of producing knowledge as well by creating technical notes that will fit the sessions of each year of the regional program based on the year's thematic scope. No? These knowledge products are being disseminated to strategic partners and clients, and are being useful as well for governments throughout the region to assess challenges and priorities associated to the water and sanitation agenda in Latin America and the Caribbean, and adopt as well new practices. Well, for the moment, this is all I have to say, but I will give the floor to Ana Maria Nunez to present the communication section, and we will chat again during the Q&A, which we will have more time to discuss. For now, thank you very much, and Ana Maria, I give you the floor.
Thank you very much, Giovanna, everybody. I'm very happy to be here with the team. My name is Ana Maria Nunez. As Giovanna mentioned, I work in the communications teams at the IDB, and we want to focus right now specifically on the communication strategy, and we're going to highlight 3 aspects of our strategy. Within those 3 aspects, we're going to highlight 3 specific topics that we address throughout the communication strategy for CIWI, giving you a few numbers in like key indicators of our success in order for you to see what are the type of things that we're measuring. Because we have limited amount of time, obviously we're going to go quickly through this, but all the team is available. If you have any questions, we will be more than happy to share our experience in more depth if in case you need it. So the first aspect we want to highlight is content. when we're working with, when we're working towards every year towards the week, what we do is we make sure that we have content specifically developed for the week. And this content is, as Giovanna mentioned before, it can be in the form of a technical note or in the form of digital content that we have through our blogs, etc. The aspect here that is key to understand is that if you want people to get into your content, read it, engage with your content, you need to make sure that you reach the audiences in the language that is more adequate for them to be able to receive this content. And so in the case of the bank and in the case of Latin America, we function in, the bank has 4 official languages, and the region, because of the structure of like how the member countries are, etc., we actually use those 4 languages. So it's Spanish, English, Portuguese, and French. And to give you a KPI, a key indicator for our success is, for example, our blog that I see that Nadia just posted on the chat. Our blog, specifically the blog that we developed for CWE, where we are uploading live content throughout the week. Readers spend between 3 and 5 minutes each time that they visit our blog reading this content. For those who are communicators, you guys know that 3 to 5 minutes, it's a lot. That's gold for usually people spend less than 2 minutes in a content. So we're very happy to say that because the numbers and how the audience engage with the content, we are sure that we're reaching the best audience in the language that they needed, so they are able to absorb the content and then socialize it. The second aspect, if we can go to the next slide, please, it's the content that we're able to produce live, meaning through like during the week. And this content, besides obviously the language aspect that I just spoke before, is also very important. And this is something that Giovanna mentioned as well, to be able to reach all audiences, meaning utilize all opportunities to be able to disseminate your content. And in this case, what I want to highlight, I mean, one of the key considerations is the fact that we, every time we make sure that we have at least one outlet that allows us to reach the press, because the press gives us access with technical knowledge to audiences that are usually less engaged with the content that we produce as a international organization. For example, last year we collaborated with Fundación FEMSA, which is one of our partners, and we brought in the Spanish agency of news, EFE, and we got, for example, 44 articles with unique mentions to the activities of Focus on the Americas. And then the third content, to be able to move a little quick. So the third content is the digital strategy, which is focused on social media. And here, besides mentioning, again, the importance of the language, of being able to utilize all platforms, and as Giovanna said, making sure that we have all the logos and all the conveners represented, we also focus our attention on timing. It's important to know that for us, for example, the European mornings are a very bad timing because in Latin America, it's super early or very late at night. So we make sure that the content that we post, it's engaging also in terms of the timing. And here, one of the KPIs that we want to share is that, for example, even like we post live content through our Instagram. We also have blog posts, and we also do email campaigns. And our email campaign last year allowed us to obtain 5,000 new subscribers, which is huge, again, for those who work in communications. And so combining these 3 aspects that I mentioned, so language, utilizing all opportunities, and timing, we want to give you a concrete example of what we're working on for this year. And this is the IDB FEMSA Award. And for that, I'm going to give the floor to my colleague, Federica Volpe. Thank you.
Thank you, Ana Maria. Thank you for having us. Hi, everyone. I'm Federica Volpe. I'm coordinating the IDB FEMSA Awards this year, also inheriting from Giovanna. As Ana Maria mentioned, this is like a concrete example of activities that draw a lot of attention during the World Water Week. The award recognized the most innovative solutions in water and sanitation in Latin America and the Caribbean, and has been a partnership between IDB and FEMSA Foundation since 2009. If we can pass quickly to the next one, just to give you an idea, this year we launched the IDB FEMSA Award 2023, and we focused on sanitation. To give you a quick overview, can pass to the next one, thank you. So the theme this year, we focus on sanitation, and we have two categories. The first one, ideas. So as the word says, ideas of solutions not developed yet. And the second one, prototypes. So actually a solution that have been put into place from organizations that have between 6 months and 4 years of experience. We launched in March, at the end of March, and the deadline for submitting the application was mid-May. And now we're in the process of reviewing the semifinalists and the finalists of the second category and the winner of the first category will participate in the World Water Week of this year, so end of August. The prize is each winner will receive a monetary prize, and the judges will also have the options to give 2 honorable mentions. And of course, this year we'll be back in person, so they will be able to participate in the World Water Week during the final ceremony, which I believe it's midweek, but I will still define the details. So this is a very good opportunity to attract the audience and to give visibility to this innovation solution. And now I will pass the word to Rafael. Thank you.
Thank you, Federica. My name is Rafa Ortiz, and I'm a consultant for the OAS's Water Division. And I've helped the IDB organize its series seminar session since 2019. So in general, series seminars examine the World Water Week's thematic scope from a range of perspectives: geopolitical, climate, digitalization, governance, financial, advocacy, and cross-sectoral innovations this year. Next slide. So this year there are 7 seminars: innovation in geopolitics, innovation for water and climate, harnessing the digital revolution to accelerate innovation on water, governance, the enabling environment to foster and support water innovation, what sparks and fuels innovations in financing water, purposeful communication and advocacy on water, inspiring the next generation, and lessons on innovation from other sectors. And this last one is part of the focus on the Americas agenda. And it's co-led by Sergio Campos from the IDB and Joyce Dutra from FGV in Brazil. And it'll be divided into 3 sessions like the other seminars as well. Next slide. So there are several ways that we promote our seminar to attract a bigger audience. CWE already posted a description of the seminar on their official World Water Week website, which you can find here. And then we also usually post on social media, as Ana Maria mentioned, before, during, and after the event. These are some examples of what we'll probably post this year, although it might be modified a bit. And I wanted to highlight a couple things. It's important to write the time and date of the event, also add a link to join the event or watch a recording. That's it. Next slide. So last year we created these flyers to promote the seminar. The one on the left has all the information of the session, including the title, the time and date, links to join, as well as the logos of all the people who organized the session. And then on the right is the example of a session-specific flyer. It has the overall agenda, the names of the speakers, and then again, the link to join and the time and date of the session. And the ones for this year are in the works. They'll be available soon. Next slide. So to close, I just wanted to share a list of promotion tips. It's always a good idea to send save the dates via email to your network so that they know about your session. Similarly, you can post on your personal LinkedIn. And if you are going to be there in person, you can talk to people to make sure that they attend your session, especially towards the end of the week when the audience tends to be smaller. And then after the week or during, you can write a blog to summarize the key messages and have a greater impact. So yeah, thanks for your attention, and I'm happy to answer any questions. I'll give the floor back to Gabriela.
Thank you, Raf. So if you have any questions, or if there's anything specific that you want to discuss, please, we're all here to help you find the best way to promote your specific sessions. So please do not hesitate to type your questions or voice them. We're at your disposal.
Gabby, I see two questions in the chat related to flyers, physical flyers, and whether CIWI will give us guidelines. So thank you very much for the question. We do have some of our content, but very minimal is distributed physically. Both because CIWI encourages to be digital content, and also because our institution is moving towards being 100% print free. So what we try is to have most of the content compiled in one document where we have a QR code where you can go to a web page where we have all the information available for the sessions. And again, as we mentioned throughout our talk, we try to have this information available in our case in the 4 official languages of the bank, and reflecting both CIWI's guidelines. CIWI gives you general guidelines on how to use their logo, etc. So we obviously incorporate those guidelines with the visual aspect of kind of like the focus on the Americas, which is trying to incorporate all conveners within the look and feel.
And we also have another question on our experience on best content types for promotional material. For example, we've mentioned flyers, but
yeah,
which can be social media, GIFs, animation, emails, etc.
Yes. So we obviously try to have content in all platforms, but there's some content that we have seen works better with our audience, but this is something that we have seen throughout the years, meaning, and then we can also try to change a little bit given the content that we're trying to promote. But for us, one of the 3 things work very well. Blog post, so having an updated, having all the updated information in our blog works very well. People know where to go and look for it. And again, it gives you like one link that you could use to disseminate in all your platforms. And then you know that everybody will be convening there. So you make sure that that's updated every day. So every day after we're done with the day in CIWI, we go back and as a group, we work and having like the blog post 100% updated. So that's one. The other one is email marketing. So we do also work in order to have 1 or 2 emails sent before the event and during the event, in which we put the updated information again from our blog post and everything, but we also make sure that we have clear call to actions, meaning we make sure that you have, if you want to join the session, click here. If you want more information, click here. If you want technical information, click here. So the information is clearly labeled as what is it that you can do with this information. Again, available in 4 languages. Again, we also make sure that we time these emails for a time that is convenient for audiences in Latin America, which is our main audience. And then the third one that we have been using lately for the last 2 series is the last 2 water weeks is content, live content throughout our IG, our Instagram. And why is it that we use it? Is because it's kind of like the easiest way to have content readily available very quickly. So we film ourselves. We don't even need a lot of things, and we have little videos, short and sweet. We can send you also a few examples in Spanish or in the language that we want to promote, in which we mention either the sessions, like the technical messaging that we're working on for the session, or in general, we talk about the agenda of the event. And we also film inside the venue, so people that are not there can see how it is. So it gives them a feel of what we're living. So that actually works very well as well.
Sorry, I need to jump off in a minute, but I wanted to quickly ask a question, if that's okay. Thank you. Sorry.
Yes.
Thanks. I loved those flyers and I wasn't sure, sorry if I missed it. Are those things that we can create ourselves with a template from World Water Week, or do we work with the World Water Week to create those flyers?
So
we would use them digitally, but yeah.
The World Water Week gives you general guidelines on how they use their logos, but what we do is we apply those general guidelines to the look and feel that we have developed for the focus on the Americas. And what we do is we try to have those templates that we are then going to use for everything else in a platform such as Canva. I'm not trying to promote any particular platform. I'm just the use of that platform is that you can share with other users that have Canva, and then they can edit and they can use the same template. So that helps you amplify the voice of your program.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
Okay.
Good luck.
So
Yeah,
sorry.
Gabby, sorry, and I just want to add up or second or follow, what Ana Maria was saying in terms of the language, because there's some questions regarding the language for the flyers, and what languages do we recommend, based on our experience. What the language that we use is the regional, it's Latin America, or the language that the IDB promotes as well, is Spanish, English, Portuguese, and French, and for the specific sessions as well, it helps to promote the session if there's going to be translation or interpretation, right? It helps to promote or to have the flyers in the languages that we will have the interpretation, during the session. So if that helps to the people who are asking for the languages that we recommend and how produce the flyers, right, of each specific sessions.
We have a question regarding film or showing a short documentary. So what we do in our sessions is that we show short videos. We haven't worked with a short documentary. I don't know how long is your documentary, but what we have seen is that if you have the audience captive right there and then, it is useful to have maybe a kind of like a short version of your short documentary, no more than 5 minutes, so the audience can engage with the content, and then you can kind of like redirect the audience, like having the video discussing the thematic subjects discussed in the video, and then having a link let's say a QR code or something on the back of your screen. So people, if they're interested after the session, they can go and watch the whole documentary. But that will depend on the objective of your session. In our case, we really want to make sure that we engage discussion of what we're showing. So that's why we prefer to have content that is shorter in terms of length, like no more than 5 minutes. If it's less than 10 minutes, I think you can show it all, but still, again, like what we have seen is that if then you're going to have it as part of your digital strategy, try to have like a shorter version, kind of like a trailer. So people, you can have it, let's say on LinkedIn or on Instagram, you can have a reel so people can see like 1 or 2 minutes. And then if they want to see like the complete documentary, they can go on to another link.
Sorry.
No, go ahead, Gabby. Sorry.
That's very, very helpful. Thank you. Very helpful.
Thank you for your question.
Yes. There is a question on links for top performing sessions last year. I think I would like to redirect that question to Sophia if possible, since I don't know, since I think they have a better track on which sessions had good performance last year. On our end, I'm unsure how many of our links from last year are still available, but we'll take a look and share if we have any. Thank you.
Yeah, can I just mention something, Gabby, there? One, I know for a fact, and then this is something. Oh, Sophia, you wanted to say something? Sorry, I cut you off.
No, I was just going to say that I was writing in the chat. I can certainly share the sessions on from our YouTube channel that were the highest performing. So I can certainly do that. I'll do that on the side though. Go ahead, Anna Maria.
Perfect. What I was going to say, Sophia, is one of the things that we have discussed with your team was that I don't know if in terms of actual numbers, this is one of the top performers, but for us, the surprise was the CWE live session that we did last year, where we presented the agenda of focus on the program in Latin America. We did a collaboration with CWE in which we opened up one of the sessions in order to have it a live stream on our corporate channel. And we did the session in Spanish, and we were actually able to reach, I think it was 800 people live. And so that worked really well for us. And then it's not only about like how many people were connected, it's also how many people saw the session afterwards and how people were engaging. They were asking questions, they were asking for the agenda, etc. So as a international development institution, for us is very important to make sure that we have readily available free content to our audiences in the languages that is for them more convenient to have it. So we were very happy with the result of that session. I don't know if there is any. So if we have material related to Latin America region, this is from Sarah. Would you like us to write a blog post about our session? Definitely. Our blog post is also, our blog, sorry, is also open for guest authors. So Nadia Gonzalez, she's the one posting information on the chat. She's one of the editors of the blog, so we can definitely get in touch. And if you're interested in promoting content that is related to Latin America, we can definitely work with you. I'm sorry, I'm trying to also look at through the chat. I don't know if there is any more session. I see that those are questions for you, Sophia. I think is the session link will available for promotion for the conveners, and when are the session recordings available?
Yes, I think Jesse's got that in the background, handling that in the chat. So I'll let him answer those.
Thank you, Sarah. If you can send your email address on private to Nadia Gonzalez, which is connected on the chat, we can later chat with you. But definitely, we're always interested again, as I mentioned, to promote content related to Latin America, regardless if it's ours. Mm-hmm.
Awesome, thanks.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if there are any more questions, but in any case, the team is all available to continue chatting. If you have any more questions, if you if you want to collaborate with us in any way, shape, or form, not only before the event, but also we will be there, as you know, and we have a stand. So, and we're all going to be there, so we can answer any more any other questions also live. Yeah, so Sophia, I don't know if you guys want to close the session for now, or should we keep waiting for questions?
Yeah. Sorry, just coming on screen. Does anyone have any more questions for our IDB crew? You can feel free to unmute yourselves. Okay. Well, regarding that top performing sessions playlist, I'm going to post that on our Convenor Success Program for all of our conveners. So you'll be able to find that there. And if you have any further questions for the World Water Week team regarding the digital platform, regarding our social media promo kit, or anything else that's come up today, please feel free to email us at worldwaterweek@cwe.org. Yeah, thank you so much to everyone, to Ana Maria, to Gabriela, to Giovanna, to Nadia, and all. Thank you so much. Really appreciate your time today.
Thank you so much
for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you everyone else for joining us. Really appreciate it. The recording will be on our Convenor Success Program as well for anyone who missed this. But yes, thank you so much. Have a great morning, afternoon, and evening.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Bye.